Hi guys, my name is Sam. Welcome or welcome back to my channel. Today I have for you my birthday TBR. So I am still going to be doing my wheel as normal this month, but I will be adding on my bingo challenge TBR at the end of this video, so stay tuned for that if you're interested. And if you haven't no idea what I'm talking about, I recently announced a birthday bingo challenge on my channel, so I'll link that video down below if any of you guys are interested in participating. But essentially I made a list of prompts, threw them in a bingo card, and anyone who participates has multiple chances to win a book off their wish list. So let's get into how I did last month so we can move on to the wheel and my bingo TBR. For the first prompt last month, we got highest rated, and for that I picked Things We Hide from the Light by Lucy Score. I am 90 pages into this and probably won't be finishing it by the time the month ends. I do have a week left, so you might be thinking, girl, you could squeeze some of that in, but I'm telling you right now, I'm just not in the mood. And honestly, me being able to pick my May TBR is the only thing keeping me going and interested in reading right now. Like, I'm like, oh yeah, fresh books, fresh picks. That's what I want. That's no tea, no shade to the book because it was good when I was reading it. I just haven't been in the mood. I'm very slumpy right now. But next we got Last Letter to First Letter, and for that I picked Things We Left Behind by Lucy Score. So obviously I haven't read this because I still haven't finished the second book in the series. Then I got Random Year and we got 2018. For that I picked Tobias by Megan Ward. I'm 50% of the way through this book, so I might finish this one by the end, but honestly, does it really matter if I already failed this TBR? Then we got Random Letter Generator and we got the letter J. For that I picked Just for the Summer by Abby Jimenez. I haven't picked this one up yet either, but to be fair, I only recently received my box. They had an issue with printing and shipping and my card, a whole bunch of things. So this one kind of was just like, it came at the wrong time because I was already in that mood of not wanting to read, but I still do really want to pick this book up. Then we got New Release, and for that I picked Wild River by Laura Pavlov, which I did read. And last but not least, we got Pick a Book Off Another Person's TBR, and for that I picked Flawless by Elsie Silver, which I also did read. So obviously I failed and will be spinning the punishment wheel. Girl, what's going on? Obviously I failed and will be spinning the punishment wheel. I'm not too worried about it because I have a lot of books on my hopefuls for this month, and if I'm being honest, I want to say that there's a high possibility in June I will not be taking any punishments for May, just because it's my birthday month and I really don't know where the wind is going to take me this month. So even if I get a lot of books on this TBR and I don't finish them, I'm probably not going to punish myself, but we're going to spin the punishment wheel anyways. So let's get into that. Okay, and this punishment is not bad at all. I just have to do a random prompt 2 times. So I'll do my regular 5 spins and then randomly generate a prompt that I have to pick a second book for. Let's head over to the wheel for spin number 1. Random year again. So let me go pull up a random year generator. Okay, so I've set up the random year generator from 2016 to 2024. Let's generate 2017. Not looking good for me. Let me go see if I have anything on my hopefuls. Okay, shockingly enough, I did have one book on my hopefuls that was published in 2017, and that is Beauty and the Beast. If you have been watching me for a while, then you know that Beauty and the Beast is my absolute favorite Disney princess. And I just want to do something to commemorate me in my birthday month and read one of my favorite stories. So I will be picking this up. It has the little interactive elements. Oh my God, she's fresh. That's why she has all those little pieces of paper. I've never opened this, but it has like interactive things going on. Oh my God, it's so cute. And I can't wait to pick this up and read it and enjoy it and probably watch the movie a billion times this month as well. So I'm actually super excited to have this on the list, and that we got this as the first prompt is kind of crazy because this was a hopeful that I just recently thought about, like, why don't I read my favorite story for my birthday? So this is actually crazy, but first book on the list, and I'm not mad at all. Moving on to spin number 2. This is a new prompt that I recently added, and I'm super excited about this one as well. So this is to complete the first prompt on someone else's TBR game. Now, there is only one person that I know of at the moment who has their TBR game out already. So let me go see, I haven't watched the video yet, what their first prompt is. So I actually decided to screen record and live react with you guys because why not? And I'm watching Brittany Loves Reading. She plays a TBR game based on Tim Hortons. Super fun. If you haven't ever seen it, please go check it out. I'll link her down below. But let's go ahead and see what her first prompt is and what potentially my second prompt will be.
Number 1 is an 8. A donut space. Book over 500 pages.
Okay. Let me see, because damn. I felt like I potentially had two options for this, but I don't know if acknowledgements count. So, or like sneak peeks of the next book. So this one technically wouldn't work because the book ends at 498, but with the acknowledgements and everything, it's like 502 pages. So I'm just gonna have to put the last book on in the series as opposed to the third one, even though I haven't read either. And yeah, we're sliding in Twisted Lies by Anne Huang. This one is a whopping 551 pages long, so definitely works for this prompt. I still have yet to decide if I'm going to reread the first 2 books in the series, because if you don't know, the Sweeney readers are reading the entire series for their May book of the months. And I'm just not a big rereader, so I don't know if I'm going to be rereading those 2, but obviously I'm going to finish the series off with them. So if I have the opportunity to put the last 2 books on here, that's what I was going to do, and then just decide by ear if I would be reading the first 2 again. So yeah, we're going with Twisted Lies. Hopefully I can get Twisted Hate on here too, just like I did for the month where I read The Raven Hood. I actually got the finish line on first technically, and then Exodus afterward. So this should be fun. I'm super excited because so far we're getting books that I did want to read this month, so I have high hopes for finishing the TBR. Moving on to spin number 3. A library book, and this works perfectly because I have a few that I definitely want to read this month. So for this prompt, I'm going to be reading Belladonna by Adeline Grace. This is one that Karina recently recommended to me for the Our Fantasy Bingo, and I picked it up at the library just yesterday because I can't stop thinking about this book after reading her Goodreads review. She said it was like a gothic fantasy with a murder mystery element, and it has a little bit of romance in there. I'm super excited to get to this one. I also do know that some of my friends are currently reading the sequel to this, so maybe I can catch up with them. Yeah, I'm super excited. I'm like, this TBR is panning out to be really great, and I am so happy about that. On to spin number 4. Amazon bestseller in romance. Okay, so let me go check that list. Guys, I hit the motherfucking jackpot with this one. So number 17, which just so happens to be my birthday, May 17th. So I feel like this is the universe. This is really, it was meant to be. Number 17 on the Amazon bestsellers for romance list is Heartless by Elsie Silver, which again, I am currently participating in the ChestnutSpringsAlong hosted by Claire, Brittany, and Leandra. I'll link them down below, but this is the book for May. We started last month in April, so we read Flawless, and for May we are reading Heartless. So this is perfect, and I am fucking ecstatic right now. We're on to the last spin number 5. a new release. Slay. So for my new release prompt, I'm going to be using the reappearance of Rachel Price by Holly Jackson. This is the Thrills and Chills book club pick for May. I know nothing about it, but I do know that the author is the same one that wrote A Good Girl's Guide to Murder, which everybody loves. I still have yet to read that series as well, but I'm super excited to pick this up nonetheless and see how I feel about it. And my stack is looking amazing. So let's go ahead and do our random number generator to see which prompt I have to pick a second book for. Okay, I have 1 through 5 here. Let's see what number we get. 5. So a new release, a second new release. So let me see what I can pick for this. For my second new release, I'm going to finally pick a digital book and read Promise Me This by Carla Sorensen, which is the third in the Wilder family series. The first one was One and Only, which I read and loved last year. And I read the second one earlier on this year. The third one is being released on May 9th, and I'm super excited to get around to it. I love the first book, was meh about the second book, so I'm excited to see where I find myself with this third one. Moving on really quickly, I'm going to talk about my bingo card TBR. So I'm going to pop up the prompts right here and go through them rapid fire because honestly some of these books overlap. So for the first prompt we have red cover, and for that I will be picking Beauty and the Beast. For the second prompt, we have continue in a series, and for that, I'm going to be picking Twisted Hate by Anne Huang, the third in the Twisted series. Then we have published in May, and for that, I'm going to be using Promise Me This by Carla Sorensen, which I already said comes out on May 9th. The next prompt is 5-word title, and for that, I'll be reading The Reappearance of Rachel Price. Next, we have sports romance, and for that, I'm going to be reading a recent find that I'm super intrigued by. It's called Finally Home by Holly Crawford. I'm going to read you guys the description really quickly because I think my friends would absolutely love the way this synopsis sounds and want to pick this up as well. So let me tell you guys what it's about. It says, have you ever loved someone so fiercely you would do anything in your power to make them happy, even if it meant watching them love someone else? It was love at first sight the day I met Ren Reed, but a single misstep left me planted firmly in the friend zone. So I promised her we would be best friends forever. I stood next to her as she married my teammate, and I let the idea of her being mine fade away. Only now she's back in Charleston, single, staying in my house, wearing my number, and I'm more determined than ever to prove to her that she doesn't need any man, but she can have me. Girl, I'm gonna eat that shit up. I'm gonna eat it up. And nobody's talking about this book. I don't know. It came out in March, and it only has 40 reviews and 210 ratings. So I'm actually super excited to see if it's a hidden gem. Next prompt starts with an S, and I decided to be nice to myself for this one and pick a graphic novel. So for this, I'll be reading Solo Leveling Volume 3. I started this series last month and read the first 2, and then picked up the third one recently from my library. Then for Book with an Animal on the Cover, I am reading Shark Heart by Emily Habeck. This is one that has been going around quite recently, and I know Karina recently read it and loved it. Is the main reason that I'm actually picking this up because I wasn't too intrigued before, but then she said that she cried. So I'm not excited about that, but I'm excited to see how I feel about it. Story about a newlywed couple who find out that the husband has been diagnosed with something where he will turn into a great white shark. So yeah, it sounds weird, sounds intriguing. I'm excited to give it a go. Then for featuring a kid, I am going to be picking up Heartless by Elsie Silver because this follows Cade and Willa, and Cade is a single dad. And then last but not least, for read a book by a favorite author, I am picking Twisted Lies by Anne Huang because everything I've read by her, I've loved. That is everything that I will be reading for the month of May. I am super excited for this TBR and for my bingo challenge and everything that's to come in May. I have a couple special videos planned. So if you guys are reading any of the books that I'm reading or have already read them, you can comment your thoughts down below. I'd love to hear them. And if you're not, you can let me know what you are reading this month, or if you're participating in my challenge, what you're going to be picking for some of the prompts. Maybe if you picked something different than me, I'd love to hear about it. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one.